for the past 8 years. I am a pharmacist for the past 20 years. I'm a registered pharmacist, and using my knowledge in pharmacy, and also using my knowledge that I learned about natural treatments, because my journey using natural treatments was something that I did not plan to, but because my youngest one was diagnosed with leukemia, it's a kind of blood cancer, as a baby. And after going through chemotherapy for almost 2.5 years, coming into the real world where all kinds of infections can set in when you send your child to kindergarten or play school, you know what that's like. So at 16 months, having this diagnosis, 2.5 years of chemotherapy was the most difficult journey for us, I would say, because we were in the hospital for a very long period of time. That was our second home, right? So coming out of it and healing, and having that, all these things coming in at the same time, the immune system was not robust. He was very fragile. He had issues with breathing. He had skin issues. He had digestive issues. We needed to overhaul the whole system. He was only 5 years old when he completed everything. And that is when my real work started, to rebuild him. And so as a mother, I would say, like any other mother, you and I, we do our very best for our children. So I started reading, I started researching, and I realized there were so many other modalities that I was not aware of, because we can't know everything. But the moment we have a very open mind, we want to be able to learn. And when it's backed up by science, especially, it's very important, because for me personally, I need to know why it works the way it does. I am that kind of person, and I would like to research, read, to justify the fact that it would work. I do not buy because it is a trend, or because this influencer is recommending it, or a big superstar is using it. For me, I need it to be backed up by science. Science needs to be able to explain why it does what it does. And this is how I work. Okay, this is how it is for me. So stepping into the world of essential oils, being a great skeptic at that time, but I decided to share because based on my readings, I realized that when you use the purest form of essential oil, you are able to derive many different benefits at different levels in our body, the physical, mental, and emotional. We are all a combination of these three. It's not just physical. We need to be able to heal every aspect, especially the emotions, because that's something we cannot see, but we can feel, and it affects the physical as well. So today's session, I'm going to share how you can empower yourself to be a healer. And again, this session is purely for educational purpose. It is not meant to override whatever diagnosis or medical treatment that you are seeking. Okay, so this is purely experience and sharing, not just from my experience, but from a lot of others who have used essential oils, who have journeyed, who have allowed me to journey with them in the past 8 years, right? So we want to be able to heal the body inside out. And again, on a daily basis, I would say, especially for the past 2.5 years, we know how important health and wellness is, because for the first time, we are dealing with something where there is actually no cure. And it all depends on how well your body can respond and protect itself. So you'll notice for the past 2.5 years, and even now moving out or into the endemic, people are more aware, they're more healthy. They know that we need to invest in our health, just like you invest in your bank, your savings account, you put in money every month. You want to invest in your finances. But what about investing in your health? Because if you do not arrive at that time where you want to use your finances, if you do not arrive well, healthy, and vibrant, it's most likely you'll not be able to enjoy that finances that you had, but instead you may end up having to use it to treat yourself for other issues as well. So on a daily basis, when we're looking at supporting wellness, you cannot run away from the basic. Whether you use essential oil, you don't use essential oil, you have to be able to touch base with these basics as much as you can on a daily basis. So you have 100 choices every day. And the first choice you make is what you eat every day. Because food is abundant. A lot of times we are swayed by what we see on advertisement, on TV. Advertisement and marketing can be really luring, the way they bite the chicken. When you go to cinema, you see how the crunch from that chicken, you like, all your saliva already coming out already. You want to go and eat fried chicken. So, we are always pulled into many directions. And again, you need to ask yourself, is this food going to heal you, or is it going to lead you to your grave a bit earlier? Is it going to lead you into chronic issues? Of course, if you see, we all say, your life is about balance lah, kan, Kavitha. We cannot be like you, eating nuts and grains and drinking juice 24/7. Well, I'm not like that. But I feel that you need to have a balance. If 90% of the time you can keep yourself well balanced with eating right, then of course you are entitled to enjoy the other 10% that you are entitled to, because life is about balance. So eating right is a must. Food is medicine and food is poison. That is the truth. Okay. Exercising is not just about staying slim and trim. Exercise supports your immune system, it supports your mood, it supports all your organs, it supports your stress, it supports your focus. So this is something free. Every day, at least 10 minutes, move, do something that you enjoy, right? At least 10 minutes. You don't have to invest in a lot. Even going for a brisk walk, if you are not someone who does any form of exercise, just walk 10 minutes outside. If you think outside is not safe, walk inside. Okay, do something. Resting and managing stress, this is a part, I think, for women, we find it very difficult to carve time for ourselves. You know why? Because we are always on call 24/7, especially when you become a mother, right? When you dapat this title, 24/7, you're on call usually, right? Managing stress and getting enough rest. Very important, because when you don't put in effort to manage stress, stress is a chronic silent killer. It leads to many chronic issues, especially for women. I don't have to say lah, you talk about hormone imbalances, you talk about emotions, you talk about inability to focus, you talk about exploding like a volcano many times in a day. You see, so stress can lead to a lot of chronic issues. And of course, we talk about diseases. That's another thing down the road, right? The next part, of course, is reducing toxins, because like it or not, the century that we live in now is riddled with toxicity. You like it or not, the moment you step out, there are lots of environmental toxins. And in your home, where you are queen, you are the one who decides what toxins you bring in. And a lot of times, again, we are swayed by advertisements. A lot of fragrances come into our home from the products that we use on ourselves, on our children. What you use to clean your home, 70% of whatever you use, when you breathe in, when you put it on your skin, it goes into your system. So these toxins like SLS, paraben, preservatives, petroleum byproduct, fragrances. You may think fragrance is just one word, but fragrance is a name that can encompass so many items that go into fragrance, right? Of course, we all want to smell nice lah. As mothers, we feel, yo, my house smells so nice, that means my house is clean lah. But frankly, no, it doesn't work that way, because we know that artificial fragrances are causing a lot of issues in the long run, even for children, right? So the next step, of course, we go into informed self-care. We know for the past 2.5 years that we need to be vigilant. If things are out of norm, you need to seek medical advice. And I always encourage mothers to go for your yearly checkup, even though you feel, nothing wrong with me, I'm okay. But it's always good to have a baseline every year, so that you know when something is out of line, you can rectify it fast. Because when you don't do your regular screenings, sometimes things can be too late, right? So looking at the kind of burdens that we put on our body that hinders healing, our body is always trying to heal. That's its job, to keep us alive. So it does its job well when you support it well. So how do we support, or first of all, how do we poison our body? From what we inhale. Like I mentioned, when you go out, you cannot do much, you cannot control the environment. But in your home, if you are still using candles, you're still using burners, you're still using artificial fragrance to spray on your curtain, you are using products that have chemicals inside to mop your floor, to wash your clothes, you're using softeners with lots of chemicals inside. What are you using to wash your toilet? All these we breathe in. When you walk on the floor in your homes, we don't use slipper. All these chemical residues go into your skin. Again, this is long term. What are you applying on your skin for your children? What do they shower with? Because a lot of mothers, we like to buy products that make our children smell nice, guys, because we always keep smelling them. We keep sniffing their chin, especially baby. You keep sniffing the chin lah, the cheek lah, the toe lah, everything smells good. But the fact is, this is all chemicals. Again, we always buy by advertisement, can we see, ayo, the baby so cute, the mother washing the baby with this. So it's time that you become a bit more aware of what's going on. And again, I also was not aware of all these things. I am guilty because at that point, I was also swayed by advertisement. Until I started reading ingredients and label, I was like, oh my God. But whatever is past is past. When we know better, we do better. That's how I look at it. So today, when you know better, you can make better choices. This session is not to scare you or to instill fear. I am just trying to advocate and to share that these are things that you may have not realized. We don't realize it, that this could lead to other issues. So just be a bit more aware. Stress hormones, when you are under a high amount of continuous stress, I would say as women, we are under a lot of stress with whatever responsibilities we do. It is a toxic load on your body. So therefore, you find that many women with high amounts of stress, they have multiple issues, but a lot of times they don't link it back to stress. They don't know it's because of the stress. So I'm going to address that as well, right? So when you're a healer at home, you're the mother at home, these are some of the concerns that as a mother you would have. These are my main concerns, I would say, because at that point when my son coming out into the world at age of 5, his immune system was really lousy, was very fragile. And unlike normal children where you can just take to see a doctor, he had to go back to his oncologist. And it's traumatic because they will always keep pricking him and drawing blood. It's been 2.5 years of being pricked at the spine, at the vein, at the chest where his chemo pot was. So that's not something that I wanted to go through again. So I was looking for something that was safe, natural, effective, affordable, very important. And most important thing for me is to be backed up by science. Because we need to know, I need to know why it works the way it does. It must be backed up by science, right? Increase in focus and energy for our children. We find that a lot of them are not able to focus, even though we feel that children at that age should have that attention, should have that retention. But again, these days with a lot of gadget use, you find that children are not able to focus, right? Eliminate aches and discomforts, because as children grow up, they do have growing pains. You may need something that is safe to apply instead of always giving them syrups, right? This could be a natural way to soothe and to ease. Good quality sleep. You'll be surprised that a lot of children go to bed really late these days. Many of them are awake. I have parents telling me, my son still don't want to sleep at 11 p.m., 12 a.m. And we know that sleep is a crucial part of wellness, not just because you may feel tired, but when we don't clock in that amount of sleep that is required, your immune system drops, your focus drops, your stress level probably go up higher, you don't perform as well, and long-term sleep deprivation can cause chronic issues as well. So sleep is something I always stress on, that we need to invest in good sleep. Don't think of it as a waste of money, that you need to sleep on time. You need to invest in attaining deep sleep, because when we attain deep sleep, this is when your body is able to regenerate, it's able to restore itself, it's able to do all the house cleaning it's supposed to do, right? So sleep there, aging gracefully. As mothers, we always want to age well. We want to have that vibrant vitality as well, that energy to continue supporting our children, having activities with our children, right? We always want that. Stress management, as I mentioned, is the top priority for us as women, because when we don't take care of ourselves, it's not likely that you'll be able to take care of your loved ones as well. So this is healing for yourself, not really for your children. And at the end of the day, we want to be able to reduce all the unnecessary chronic diseases. You will see that the statistics show that Malaysians especially have a high rate of chronic issues. Diabetes, high blood, you name it, is on the rise. So these are all preventable, looking at lifestyle choices, right? When we invest in lifestyle changes, you find that you do better in the long run. So let's look into how we can use essential oils. Again, 8 years ago, when I was introduced to essential oils, I was not open to using them, because with the limited knowledge that I had back then, I could only associate it with a candle and a burner, and having to fill the aroma of my room with something that smells nice. And that was not something I was looking for, because my main intention was to help my son post chemotherapy to thrive, to be normal like other children in terms of his immune system, his breathing. I wanted to stop him from using the nebulizer, his digestive issues, his skin issues, right? I knew medications could only do so much for him. And touching base on nutrition, reducing all the chemicals that we had at home that I was not aware of. And finally, putting essential oils into the equation was the last piece of jigsaw puzzle for me, right? So essential oils have been here as long as humankind has been around. They come from plants, and God made these plants. So these plants produce essential oils, and not all plants do, because only 10% of plants in this world produce essential oil. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of work to produce essential oils, because these are meant to support the plant's healing. They communicate with each other with these oils, and they ward off predators from being eaten, right? So as long as humans have been around, we have always turned to plant as a form of medicine. And again, in modern medicine, when I studied pharmacy, I knew that a lot of current medications, even chemotherapy medications, were derived from plant constituents. And of course, looked into research and development and made it, the pharmaceutical development has made it convenient in a standardized dose, because we always need a standardized dose when it comes to pharmaceutical, in a convenient blister pack. But the brain, the whole design of this was actually from plants, right? So when it comes to the industry of essential oil, we have to be aware that there are 4 grades. Not all essential oils are essential oils. Not all essential oils are pure essential oils. So how do we sift this information out? So firstly, there are 4 grades. There's synthetic one, which is man-made, lab synthesized, smell like selected plants, but are not the real stuff. Okay, so therefore they are a body burden, because your body does not know what to do with these things. They are toxic. Number 2 is the food grade, available and put into our food for ingestion. Number 3 is therapeutic grade, meaning when you use them, you find that you do derive some benefit physically, mentally, emotionally. But again, we do not know for sure whether these oils are pure, these oils are potent, these oils are tested. We don't know, because nobody regulates the industry of the essential oil. So you as a consumer, you've got to make your own decision, right? So coming back to me using them 8 years ago, this was the question mark as well. How do I know they are pure? Because everybody says they are pure. So doTERRA decided to set the golden standard whereby certified pure tested grade or certified pure therapeutic grade came about. Every bottle of essential oil that you buy, you want to know whether they are pure or not, they're able to supply you with the GCMS test result. Okay, I'll share more a bit later. So if today you decide you're going to buy essential oils, what are some of the questions that you need to ask before you decide to buy? Number one is, where are these plants coming from? Are they all grown in a plot of land side by side, and they are all harvested and distilled to get essential oils? Does it make a difference where the plants come from? What are the production practices? Are they tested for heavy metals, pesticides, and all that? Are the tests available, especially the GCMS test? Is it available for you when you want to check whether they are absolutely pure? Are they transparent enough to share this information? Are the tests third-party tested? Third-party means you're giving it to an independent laboratory to check for you instead of doing it all in-house, right? And of course, handling and storage is also very important. So looking at where the plants come from. Now, this is a beautiful map of our earth where plants that are used in doTERRA's oils, okay, the oils that are bottled, come from all over the world. Now, this is a lot of work going all over the world, scouting for oils, taking samples back to check their chemistry. The chemistry profile makes a lot of difference because, for example, lavender essential oil, so common among many of us who use essential oil. No matter what brand, lavender is always there lah. You know, lavender, peppermint, these are very common versatile oils. 80% of lavender essential oil tested is actually adulterated. Some are not even true essential oils, but have been adulterated with fake constituents, fragrances, or even diluted with other chemical compounds that can smell like lavender. So we don't really know, right? Unless there is a test to prove, and we can't even use our nose to test. This has to be done in a lab, a machine tested a test that has to be done. So looking at lavender essential oil, doTERRA decided that lavender, they are getting lavender distilled from selected areas in France. And of course, here in Malaysia, we know we also have lavender in Cameron Highlands. But when we look at the chemistry of the plant, the species of the plant, you find that doTERRA lavender, the Lavender augustifolia, this is the particular species used, has the highest linalool content. Now, this linalool is what we seek for when you want to soothe your child who is crying, when you want to reduce the inflammation from a cut or a wound that your child is having, you want to restore deep sleep when they are going to bed, you need this linalool. The higher the percentage, the less drops you use. And this is why doTERRA oils are pure, number one, and number two, they are potent. You use very little drops. Okay, another example I will give you is durian, because now it's musim durian. You know, at Balik Pulau, there are so many people in Penang, even others from other states come in to buy. And recently I saw one lady who is selling the durian in other states as well. We know that the durian in Balik Pulau has a very special, distinctive taste. Now, if you decide that you want to take the seed and go to another place and plant it, it's not likely you will be able to derive the same quality of fruit, because the soil, the environment, all plays a very important role in giving this durian this distinctive taste. Now, that's the same thing when it comes to plants all over the world, especially medicinal plants, right? It makes a lot of difference. And this is why when you buy a bottle of doTERRA essential oil, you are buying the best of its kind, right? And looking at the tests, I don't want to go through too many of these. It's 40 over tests done per batch of essential oils. And when you want to look at the test result, the GCMS test result, I will tell you this is a very important test. You can go to this website, www.sourcedew.com. Every single essential oil bottle that you use, single oil, you can just look at the base of the bottle, right? There will be a 7-digit batch number there. So all you need to do is key in that 7-digit batch number and you will get a GCMS test result. The third party lab that runs this test for doTERRA is called APRC. It's something like serum over here that we have for other items, right? So this one is for essential oil only. And this is a sample of my spearmint bottle. I wanted to know, and you can do this anytime at your fingertips. You just go in and check. This is what a GCMS test would look like. We may not be able to decipher it, but rest assured the test is done and it's available to you when you want to look at it. So for today's session, being a person of science, I always like to read and research a bit more before I share my sessions. But if you want more details, you can always go to any of these websites. They're all credible websites, not affiliated to doTERRA, some of them. So they talk about essential oils and benefits, right? So how are you going to use doTERRA oils just as I have over the 8 years to be a healer at home, to have some extra tools to handle all these challenges that we do as a mother, right? 3 ways, very easy. Number 1 is aromatic because we all need to breathe. And essential oils, being essential oils, the moment you open the bottle can, you can already smell the aroma. The molecules just disperse into the air and you can already inhale it, even though it's not really the closest to your nose. Diffusing is the easiest way to derive the benefits. And of course, looking at whatever situation or whatever environmental threats we have, we want to be able to cleanse the air at home. We want to be able to support stress and mood management, not just for ourselves, but for our children and our loved ones. And number 2 is to apply the oils at areas that is required. For example, you may have a scratchy throat, or you may have an ache or pain somewhere. I'm going to share how you can use the oils to support healing. Again, these oils are supportive of healing because your body always wants to heal. When you support it well, it heals faster. Just like when you have a cut and wound, when you care for it better, cepatlah dia sembuh. If you don't care for it, it takes a long time and it could even get infected. The third way, of course, is to consume. Not all oils can be consumed, even though they are considered natural. This has to be with a bit of caution, and especially if you are on selected medications, you also need to be cautious. So again, this is not something for everyone. It needs to be guided. So please make sure you're guided from whoever you buy your oils from to be able to guide you on this, right? So the first way, aromatic, we want to be able to support stress, especially at home and now school holidays, if you're not out and about. And even if you're out and about, it's nice to have a diffuser in your hotel room, cleanse the air, wind down for the evening. You just need to diffuse 4 to 6 drops of essential oil in a diffuser. Or for an immediate effect, when you find that you are getting a bit angry or getting a bit stressed, as most of us do as moms, you can use an essential oil that is appropriate. 1 drop is all you need. Rub your palms together, close your eyes, cover your nose and mouth, inhale and exhale for 1 minute. I love this combination of peppermint and wild orange. I don't know how many of you have tried, but this is a great pick-me-up, especially in the mornings when you're feeling a bit tired, or in the afternoons where you feel like, after lunch, you feel so tired, the weather is so hot, and you still have things to do. This is the one that works beautifully. doTERRA oils, you are not recommended to use candle and burner because the heat of the candle can change the chemistry of the essential oil. So please never use candle and burner. Get a diffuser, an ultrasonic diffuser. It just uses some water and that's what you do. Switch it on and you're good to go. And most of our starter kits come with a free diffuser because, like I said, that's the easiest way to use. No brainer. We all need to breathe. Second way is to apply topically at the area. For example, like I mentioned, if you have an ache and discomfort, most of us women, we have aches and pains. Sometimes it's the lower back, sometimes it's the neck, sometimes it's the shoulder. So appropriate oils, 1 or 2 drops with a carrier oil. Now, why do we need to dilute the oil? Can't we just drop like that? You know, it's so convenient. Well, the correct way, the safe way, and the preferred way is to always dilute our essential oils with a carrier oil. Because the essential oils, being pure and potent, they can cause skin irritation over a long period of time when you don't dilute it well. Number two, you waste your money because the oils, they get evaporated really fast. Their molecules are really small. They can't go deep into your skin because our skin has 6 or 7 layers, if I remember. So you need a carrier oil to bring it in, carry your essential oils into the system, into your body to allow it to work for 3 to 4 hours. Isn't that good advice? Okay, and repeat 4 to 6 hours when you have an ache and pain. This is not a magic oil that will take your pain away immediately. Again, it helps with healing. So when you use something that is natural like this, unlike popping pills, which you can do when required, application 4 to 6 hours is required because the oils are metabolized by your body really fast. That means your body will eliminate the oils fast. It doesn't stay in your body. Okay. So some of the good carrier oils you can use is any vegetable oil, but I prefer to use fractionated coconut oil by doTERRA. It is coconut oil without the coconut smell. That's why it's fractionated. It's not oily. It's not greasy. It's light, very comfortable for our hot and humid weather because our weather is like that. If you use things like virgin coconut oil or heavier oils, you feel very sticky and oily, and your child may not like it as well. Okay, so other oils are also available. You can just choose which one is appropriate. Consumption is not a must, but you can with guidance. So I will not touch much on this one today. So very quickly, I'm going to share how you can use 10 essential oils. I call this the top 10 essential oils that every mom should have at home because it covers 90% of challenges that you will face as a mother at home, just as I have faced it in my journey being a mother, right? So doTERRA On Guard was the first one that got me started because I was looking to support the immune system, to modulate the immune system. Again, this is an add-on to your nutrition and other things that you need to touch base on. It is a combination of essential oils that helps, number one, to modulate the immune system. You can use it to diffuse in the air, especially with a lot of funny things happening these days. And also for the 2.5 years, this is one of the oils that was used extensively, I would say, to cleanse the air, to support our immune system by applying it, just 1 drop with some carrier oil on the sole of the feet. Even up to today, we do it because we are all out and about, and you know, viruses are everywhere. Actually, we don't need a pandemic to do these things. It's being proactive means being consistent in taking care of ourselves. And here I attach a study that was done. It's more than 11 years now, I would say, On Guard versus the influenza virus. Now, this study basically shows us that On Guard essential oil helps to reduce the rate of replication. The virus comes into us to use our body as a host to replicate, right? So when an essential oil can reduce the rate of replication, it gives your body's defense system a chance to fight. This is what it does. It does not kill the virus for you. Your body eats up or gobbles up with whatever system that it has. Your immune system knows what to do, but you're giving it a better chance now, right? So this is a beautiful oil for any season, and not just for the immune system. Again, we are still washing our hands. We are still using hand sanitizers as we go out. A lot of times you find that commercial hand sanitizers may not have very good ingredients if you look into it. And for the past 2.5 years, I've had many who come to me with a lot of issues on the skin because of prolonged usage of hand sanitizers, especially those with alcohol, because we have been using it extensively for a long period of time. So if you want to DIY, this work just as well. Your 2 recipes here, you can choose which one you like. And these are very simple, fast-free, safe, natural, and effective. I like the one water-based because I don't like sticky stuff. So this one has been in my home for 8 years already. I think I'm using this formula until now. It works really well. You can also use it on the surface to clean and so on. Yeah, so very user-friendly and versatile. The second oil that I used was Easy Air, because Easy Air is an oil that is supportive of the respiratory system, which my son had issues with. We had a nebulizer at home. Unlike normal children, when he starts having a bit of a itchy throat or a cough, day number 1, by day number 2, his chest is already filled with phlegm, right? So I wanted to help the body heal better when he has these coughing issues coming up, and I saw improvement 3 to 6 months of consistent usage together with On Guard. So being the skeptic that I was, I only bought 2 oils when I started 8 years ago. And even then, there was no doTERRA Malaysia. We had to get our oils from US. I used to wait for 2 months to get my oils. And 2 months I waited because they worked. They really worked. So Easy Air is an oil to support children who have got any kind of breathing issues. It could be a cough, it could be a runny nose, it could be the allergies. It is to help restore and reduce inflammation, basically. So you can use this to diffuse as they sleep at night, 2 to 4 drops, depending on the size of your room. If they are having any kind of chesty cough, runny nose, tickly throat, you need 1 drop with 5 to 10 drops of carrier oil and apply it on the chest, on the throat, and the back 3 to 4 hourly. It supports clear breathing, and this is very useful. Of course, you can also combine this with medication given by your doctor. Do not use essential oils and stop medication from doctor. Yeah, this is not a replacement for medication, but you can use it together to help speed up recovery. And if you're still wearing a mask, we still are when we go out, you find that it's difficult to breathe, you can infuse your box of mask with a drop of Easy Air in a piece of cotton and just tie it up. That would be beautiful. And when there's a lot of chesty phlegm, you can also use a steam inhalation. With small children, you have to be a bit careful because they can just push that bowl of hot water over and a lot of accidents can happen. So use your discretion when you want to do this, but this can also be used for adults. 1 drop, hot water, towel over your head, bend down, inhale and exhale to dilute that phlegm out beautifully. Third oil, doTERRA Lemon. As humble as it is, this supports the immune system, not just On Guard all the time. This one is beautiful for the immune system. You can use it to cleanse the air. As you travel, you're going into a new place, a new room. You may want to cleanse the air with doTERRA Lemon Diffuse. Bring your diffuser along. It can also be used for allergies, diluted application at the areas that is required. And if you're coming down with a bit of an itchy throat, usually when our body is under attack, it will always start at the throat because we have lymph nodes here that are activated. So whenever you have that itchy throat coming in, you need to start applying very frequently, because the moment you can respond fast and sort of contain everything here, it doesn't affect the whole system. Of course, there's a protocol of oils that I usually share for those in my team, so they know what to do fast so that it does not progress and become worse, especially with children. It's not that we do not want to take them for medical attention. It's just that we know the heartache, the headache, and the stress of seeing your child ill. Basically, this is what all mothers want. We just want the child to recover fast and to be well. So these are all very important tools that when you use right, you see the results, you see the improvement. doTERRA Oregano is a very hot oil. It's a powerful oil to support the immune system, and this is something I use when I need that extra oomph. When you want to use doTERRA Oregano, extra dilution is required with carrier oil because it's a hot oil. You could have some skin sensitivities. And usually we apply it on the sole of the feet to support the immune system and the spine, because these two areas service the body really fast. The sole of the feet, our skin is usually very thick there. So it's least likely to cause any kind of irritation over a long period of time, right? So the spine, of course, is where all our nervous system meets, like the highway. So when you apply it along the spine, the oils service your body within 20 minutes, I was told. So that is just like amazing, right? The network that we have. Tea tree oil, a lot of us are familiar with tea tree. It's well known for cleansing. It supports the immune system. We know that we reach for tea tree for cuts, wounds, burns. It's well known for healing the skin beautifully. It can also be used as a mouthwash. With the current hand, foot, and mouth disease, I did one session previously. You can use this proactively to let your child gargle if they are able to just swirl it in their mouth. Cup of water, one drop of tea tree essential oil with a pinch of salt. Stir and ask them to just swish in the mouth and get it out, right? This is supportive of healing if they have any ulcers in the mouth. It works beautifully, right? The next one is peppermint essential oil. When your child is having a bit of a temperature, despite giving medication, and you want to reduce the body temperature effectively, you can do sponging that we normally do as mothers. Use a bit of warm water. Lavender and peppermint works really well because lavender, the next oil, supports inflammation, and peppermint, with its cooling menthol effect, it helps with reduction of body temperature. When they are having a bit of head tension, and a lot of times it's because of gadget use also, these days children are coming up with headaches, blurry eyes and things like that. So something that we need to look into. And of course, for yourself, when you have a bit of headache, the weather is hot, or you've had too much stress, or you're feeling tired, peppermint works to support these kinds of aches and discomforts, and to get rid of that fatigue that you may have as mothers. As mothers, sometimes we are just so tired because we do a lot of things on a daily basis. So when we have that low energy period to support yourself, instead of reaching for another cup of caffeine to perk you up, and too much caffeine is not really good for you as well. Or you reach out for something sugary, something sweet, because sugar gives you a quick rush of energy. Again, this is not recommended. For a long period of time, you cause a lot of issues. Reach out for peppermint essential oil. All you need is 1 drop on your palm. Inhale and exhale for 1 minute. This is really beautiful. It works, I would say, amazingly, because 1 drop of peppermint is equivalent to 20 over cups of peppermint tea. You can see how potent it is, right? So for most people, peppermint would perk them up. But for some people, they can sleep with peppermint. So you need to try it out. Okay, see whether you're normal or you're special. Next, we go to the oil blend. Zengest is one. It's an oil blend because it's a combination of selected essential oils for a targeted purpose. So Zengest is used to support any digestive issues. As a mother, we know our children will often have tummy aches, inability to go to toilet, or having the runs, or having wind, where they overeat, or we overeat, or no appetite. Tummy troubles are there. So you have 1 bottle to support all these issues instead of having to purchase many items in your fridge. Okay. When you are traveling, this is also good for travel sickness, that nauseating feeling, or that giddy feeling. Inhale and exhale from the palm. It works to support those issues as well. And deep blue is the oil to go to when you have aches and discomforts. So even as children, when they play sports, or you may find them telling you they have some pain at the knee or the shin, due to growing pains, we call them. If these are used proactively, it can support those aches and discomforts. Use them with fractionated coconut oil again. when there are times when they have bumps, they have bruises as children, we know accidents happen. As long as there's no cut and wound, you can use this for healing 3 to 4 hourly. Okay. For body aches and pains, this is for mom, not for the children. Usually they don't really have body aches and pains. You can do a foot soak at night with Epsom salt. Get that from the pharmacy. Epsom salts are salts with high magnesium content. They help to support inflammation in our body. They help to detoxify your body. They also help to calm the nervous system. So when you do this with deep blue or lavender or peppermint, you get to choose what oils you like. You get to support your body in many different levels. If you have difficulty falling asleep as mothers because you are wired and tired, a lot of stress, you can use this as a soak before bed, and you will be able to enjoy that deep restorative sleep. Deep sleep means you get to bed and you fall asleep within 30 minutes. Okay, for some ladies, they tell you, I'm so tired, but I cannot fall asleep. My mind is constantly chattering. It is scattered all over the place. I cannot shut it off. Okay, if you have those symptoms, it means you are probably highly stressed. The stress hormone called cortisol spiking over a long period of time, from the time you open your eyes in the morning till the time you go to bed, if not managed, will cause a burnout, right? So when we use oils proactively for ladies, I also share in my women's wellness session. Okay, you can use oils that you like. I will usually guide you on how to make rollers, so you don't have to take your full bottles everywhere, and you can apply it at your pulse points, whether it's the inner wrist, the side of your neck, because the moment you apply oils on your skin, they go to work. So they sort of bring down that cortisol level for you. You feel a bit calmer. You feel a bit more collected. You feel you can respond better when you are in that state of mind. Versus if you are highly strung up, you are always under a great deal of stress and you're not doing anything, you find that you are operating from an area that you tend to snap at people, probably at your family. You get very angry fast for little bits because you're already very stressed, right? So using oils can support that beautifully. Again, it's about consistently using them. This is not a magic oil or magic pill that can do wonders, right? Of course, again, the easiest way I mentioned is to have a diffuser next to you. If it's not possible, I'll guide you to dilute and use them on your body, right? So when you look at lavender, again, this is a very common essential oil for all essential oil users. Of course, there are people who do not like the aroma of lavender. There is no right and there is no wrong. We are all individuals, so we are entitled to our opinion. doTERRA lavender is pharmaceutical grade. It is the first essential oil that has been given this award of pharmaceutical grade. And this assures you and gives you confidence that this is absolutely pure. Again, there are no other companies that have gone this far based on science. And doTERRA also is affiliated with a hospital that treats cancer, chemotherapy, and also includes essential oil as a holistic package, because we know that healing is not just about physical healing. We need to heal in many different layers, especially our mental and emotional state of mind, right? So when you look and you reach out for lavender, these are the three main things I want you to remember when you need some calm, when you are highly stressed, when you have a skin issue or you need some help with sleep. Linalool, the one that makes lavender give you that zen, calming feeling, this is the one that goes to work, right? So this is why it comes all the way from France. The highest linalool content so far is from that part of the world. Soothing for skin. When you have children, there's always rashes, insect bite, mosquito bite. Some of you may have children that are mosquito magnets, like mine is. So for him, having very sensitive skin, eczema kind of skin, even a simple bite can become a big volcano. So it is really disheartening to see him scratching and being in pain because of a few bites. When I use essential oils proactively, 3 to 4 hourly, the moment the bite is there, it subsides within 24 hours. So for me, this is like God sent in a way lah, because I don't have to use so many creams and potions and lotions that I used to use that are all with chemicals, I would say. This is the most natural way I can help his body heal, right? Aches and discomforts, fever reduction, pain reduction, deep sleep at night. So when you're going to bed at night, when you want your child to have deep sleep, you also want to have deep sleep, I would suggest you start your diffuser half an hour before you go into bed. Choose oils that you like, 2 to 4 drops. If you're getting the kit, the starter kit, there are 10 oils to play with, and you will be provided with oils to try. Again, these are unique and personalized to you. You may need to try it on yourself to see what you like and what you don't like. But lavender is a common one. You can use 4 drops, diffuse it. So the moment you enter the room with your child, or your child is sleeping on their own, the aroma hits them. It goes into the brain, the limbic system, that controls all your emotions, your responses, and it calms him down. And within half an hour, they should be fast asleep. And so should you, right? And they are able to attain that deep sleep because the diffuser is on. There's a timer there, usually 2, 5, 10 hours. You can set it accordingly and it should off. The doTERRA ones all have this auto off, and they have this ability to shut down if there is not enough water. So not to worry about that. And you find that when you wake up, especially when you wake up in the morning, you feel so alert and fresh. This is the most important part when you are investing in deep restorative sleep. And at the same time, all your housekeeping in the body is going on. And this is one way you can invest in wellness. Invest in your sleep. Get to bed on time. Okay? Last few oils, frankincense, the king of oils. It is the most expensive oil in the top 10 oils. It's an oil that comes from a resin of a tree, and these plants come from Oman, right? So frankincense has this ability to go through the brain easily because it has this constituent called alpha-pinene. It can slip through the blood-brain barrier. I like to call it the ozone of the brain, and it can modulate your responses, whether it is fear, whether it is stress, whether it's anger, whether it's scattered. So it calms your brain and your body down effectively in a matter of minutes. So this is why it is, I would say it's a lot of people seek for this oil. And doTERRA oils, doTERRA frankincense is a marriage of 4 species. There's so many species. So these 4 have their own individual unique characteristics. So when it is combined, you derive the full range, the full spectrum of benefits. Again, when we use these oils, we only use 1 or 2 drops. It's more than enough. So you're looking for mood balancing, you can use it for prayer and meditation, you can use it to calm anxious feelings, you can use it for immune system. It amplifies the benefits of any other oil you use it with. Isn't that amazing? I find myself amazed when the more and more I read about essential oils, the pure ones, it's really amazing what science is discovering from all that we had all this while. Okay, now looking at cleaning, I just want to touch base very quickly. When you look at, earlier I mentioned about the toxic cleaners we have at home. Well, sometimes you can DIY with very simple ingredients that are cheap: baking soda, white vinegar, castor soap, salt. These are things that can be used to clean safely and effectively. And at the same time, you can allow your children to do cleaning, which is what happens at my home, because my 2 teenage boys are the ones that mop the floor. Okay, they do the dishes. I don't have to worry about them coming into contact with toxic cleaners. They don't need to wear a mask or gloves, because if that was required, I would not ask them to do it. Again, a lot of times this is the concern we have as mothers. We don't want the children to touch these things because it's toxic. But then again, we still use it in the home, not realizing that the fumes are there in the air, your children are still breathing it in, the residue is still on the floor, we are still walking on those residues. So it's good to change to something that is natural, safe, and effective. Again, you may want to DIY, but doTERRA also has pre-made products, especially for hand washes. When you look at your hand wash, your commercial hand wash, look at the ingredients. If you see the first ingredient as parfum or perfume, you know that it's synthetic. You will also see a lot of other ingredients like sodium lauryl sulfate, you have parabens, you have preservatives. All these things over a long period of time, they can cause chronic issues. Again, I quote this long period of time. How long, we don't know lah. So these all go into our body as toxins. And again, every day our body is working hard to detoxify. When we support it well, it works better. And we can try to reduce these toxins. When you start using essential oils, it can be quite daunting because it's new. Whenever we start something new, we feel like not sure, don't know what to do. And this is why it's always good to buy, and I always stress to buy from a group or person that can guide you with team support, because it is a journey. It's not a one-time off that you buy the oils and keep at home and use it off and on or when necessary. When you use it correctly, and I mean proactive, consistent usage, you find that your life changes. I will tell you, it's life-changing. If it did not change my life, I would not use it for 8 years. I have seen so much improvement, not just my family, but the families that I've been with for a long period of time. It is a blessing, okay, to have these oils and to use them consistently. You get to enjoy vibrant health. You get to feel empowered instead of feeling like I don't know what to do. It's such a hopeless situation. The environment is such, I cannot do anything kind of feeling. So you feel empowered that you can shift from feeling hopeless to hopeful, that you can do something, and you can do something every day. Isn't that great? With tools that are safe, that are effective, that are natural and affordable, most importantly. There are a lot of things out there that are safe, natural, but they're not affordable for normal people like us. Whereas when you use oils like this, and you use them in an economic manner, because you know how to use them correctly, it lasts a really long time. So to end my session today, if you're keen to invite any of these oils, of course, it's not just limited to these packages, but these packages are value for money, and we all want good value for our money. Starter kit, which comes with a selection of essential oils. These are 5 ml bottles, which contain approximately 85 drops, which is a lot of drops, because when you diffuse it in your room, for a standard size room, is 4 drops. For some oils, you only need 2 drops, frankly. It can be quite strong. Again, you need to know what you can accept. When you use these oils on your skin, you use only 1 or 2 drops, and the balance is your carrier oil, 5 to 10 drops. Again, when we also guide you on how to make rollers. Rollers are pre-diluted essential oils. You can carry it with you, and you can use it conveniently instead of carrying that full bottle. Because scared lah, later fall down, pecah ke apa ke, rugi kan. But frankly, these bottles are really sturdy lah. I've not had bottles that pecah so far. I would say these are thick glass bottles. They are really good quality. Starter kit is there. The other kit is my first kit. You will see a diffuser again. Always a diffuser there, complimentary. 15 ml bottles with 250 drops. These are basic oils, but are very versatile. When you know how to use them, you'll be guided. You realize they can do a lot. Right. The last 2 kits is the family kit and the home essential kit. These 2 sets are the 10 oils I spoke about. You will notice the family kit bottle is 5 ml, 85 drops. You get a fractionated coconut oil there. It's a standard 115 ml bottle. And you get a diffuser. Now, the best value for money for this month, because it's not always available, the Home Essential Kit 15 ml bottles. Exception is the deep blue oil. For all sets, it's always 5 ml. And frankly, that 5 ml is worth 200 ringgit. It's small, but it's expensive because the ingredients inside contain oils like helichrysum, blue tansy. These are oils that are quite difficult to get, quite difficult to derive that essential oil because it uses a large quantity of raw material. So these are oils that are revered for its healing properties, and therefore 5 ml also 200 ringgit. So you see the volume, 5 ml versus 15 ml. This is 1,300 ringgit. But there's an additional freebie this month only. It's called doTERRA Immortelle. Now let me share the beauty and the healing of doTERRA Immortelle, because at surface level, we all know Immortelle is known as the anti-aging blend. But if you look at the ingredients inside, I'm always someone who looks at ingredients. I don't look at things at surface level, because when you look deeper, when you know more, you can use the oil for a lot more things than just to age gracefully, right? Looking at the ingredients, you will see very healing oils. Frankincense, the king of oils, sandalwood. You notice I put in the pricing of these oils in the real bottle. Okay, you can see the price, 413 ringgit for a frankincense bottle. Lavender, of course, is not expensive. Myrrh essential oil, 300 plus. Rose, lagi lah, 1,000 over ringgit, 5 ml only. Helichrysum and sandalwood. These are all precious oils that go into your Immortelle, and it's not diluted. It's neat. Even though it comes in a roller, it's not diluted. So you're looking at that 420 ringgit with all these precious oils at your disposal. When you dilute it correctly with guidance, you get to use them for almost 1 year. So now I want to share very quickly with you how you can use them. Immortelle is not just used for skin. It can be used as a serum. It can also be used to support the immune system because the oils heal. It can be used to support healthy cellular function, because when we have healthy cells, your body is at a vibrant state. You do not have chronic issues that are related to unhealthy cells when they divide out of control. You can use Immortelle as a deodorant. You may be thinking, wow, such an expensive oil used for deodorant. Because you can pre-dilute it, you can use it as a deodorant to support our breast health as women. You can also use it for any kind of skin irritation when you want a quick healing. You can carry a